Top Gun, being a maverick that he is, he's taken and balancing the two. And I just love that movie, right from the beginning to the very end. You learn several things. He's given this job, to teach these people how to get in and blow up this place and get out alive. And then comes along the general, with his conventional thinking, saying, no, can't do that. Uh, we're going to do 4 minutes instead of 2.5. And, of course, Cruz has his wingman, but he loses his wingman. So then what is he going to do? There he is speaking to his girlfriend. I don't know what to do. So what does he do? He goes outside the box, doesn't he? He steals a plane. They would call it stealing. But he took the plane to show people that this could be done safely and get everybody home. And so sometimes we need to get out of our conventional way to think how things work and go deeper in our own self so we can find answers in today's world. We don't fly over here, although some of us probably our business is down here, with an antique flight. I know parts of mine has been. And then over there on the other side, you see Pass Power. That was a really powerful plane. Anybody know about Mustang? Yeah. It had 1,100 horsepower engine in there, V12. That thing was fast. And, it carried 6 machine guns on there. So it was a deadly tool. And they used it quite a lot. Now we have jets that are really fast. And then at the beginning of the movie, you saw this beautiful plane, supersonic. So where are we flying? And then in the middle of this, I wrote some things down that are really the key to the whole thing. So let me just read this. You must do so you can have, so you can be. That's conventional thinking. But quantum field thinking is you must be. So which one do you suppose has more power? If you bring the heart into what you're doing, it's a lot more powerful than intellect. Your intellect didn't start things, your heart did. So how would we make some changes within ourselves that could align us so we can have quantum field thinking? Any ideas? So this is an interactive class. The first thing I do, I've done this for many years, is something we call a fire breath. It's a deep breathing technique, and what it does is realign the body. What I noticed as a chiropractor, and actually a former ballet dancer, if you weren't aligned to dance, you couldn't dance. If I'm back here, I can't do it very well. I have to be lined up. And what I see with people is most of us could use a little help with alignment. So in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now start going faster, breathing just through your nose. Here we go. Deep breath. Keep going. You want to work up to a minute with this when you get up in the morning. Okay, now press the arms back as you open. Now stand. Oh, that looks better. Oh, I see it already. Oh, I like this. Every time I see people do this, I just love it. You know what? If you take I wrote something down about this, so you can relax now. If you want to sit, go ahead. But if you think about this, if we took 2 cubic centimeters of air that you didn't get every time you breathe, you multiply that by a minute, then an hour, then a week, then a year. How much breath did you not get? Lots. And so here you are, you're wanting to be creative. How are you going to be creative? With the energy that flows through your body, right? That energy has to come from where? Source. If you're out of alignment with source, whatever that happens to be, you're not going to be breathing right. If you want to create new things, you need that ability to hear your intuition. I mean, you think that's true. Yeah. So breath is really vitally important. I think you notice that dead people don't breathe very well. But how many of us are slightly dead? We're not breathing the way we could be. And maybe we had a childhood that was difficult. And we got all beat up and, oh, I'm not worth anything. So this becomes your lifestyle. And you living your life out of that. So you're breathing, you're living your vitality only to a certain extent. But everybody has gifts and talents. How many think you have gifts and talents? Yeah, of course you do. But how many of us are over here with conventional thinking? What have we learned? Go to school, get a job, and retire. Is that conventional thinking? Well, I don't think this is a group of conventional thinkers here. You're over there in the quantum field. How can I make things better? How can I make my life better? How can I be of service to more people? It's a lot more fun. The more you help people, the more fun it is. That's what I know. So, breathing, very important thing. Now, what would happen in your day if you got stressed about something? What would you do with that? Let's have a little demonstration. Do we have a brave soul that would be willing to come up here and let me do a little muscle testing? Any brave people? This one over here. Yeah.
I'm brave.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to let you sit. So, make it easy for you. Listen. Okay, just sit right there. Yeah, thank you for coming. So, Leslie, you have these days, things go along, and maybe you have stresses. You have something like that? Well, I like to do everything with muscle testing. Why is that? Because I want to know how it's working in your body, not just up here with your conscious mind, but how is your body responding to these things? So let's put your foot. Now, can you hold this arm up for me, please? That? Okay, Leslie. Now, what I want want you to do is just focus on one of those things that causes you stress. You got it? See what happens? The arm goes weak. She can try to hold that up. And so it'll happen the same way with everybody. Well, what if you had a technique that you could use to clear that away? Would that be useful? And would it be useful, didn't cost you anything? And would it be more useful if you could do it in a minute?
Yeah.
So, you know, you go to your office. So, see, in our new office, here's the deal, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You get your whole staff. You start your day. Fire prayer. What do you suppose would happen if you did that? You get your brain working right. Wouldn't a new, maybe you need to put a new program in your computer. You got to think about it. Now you've got oxygen going to your brain and going whip over. You've got this done. Instead of taking hours and hours and hours, it's done in 5 minutes. What would that do to your bottom line? Help it out a little bit, wouldn't it? So, here's how we do this. We'll do this with Leslie, and then we're going to have everybody do it. How about that? So, Leslie, over in your left hand goes, put your left hand, the stress that you told me about. And over in the right hand, put that out, we're going to put love and light. And let's really go out there. We're going to add a sound to it. I call it a sacred sound. The sound is Hew. Yeah, H-E-W. How many of you have heard that? So we're all going to do this together because we're all part of the group. So, Leslie, what you're going to do now is do Hew. And just like Hew, like that. And then she's going to bring the arm. And after she does this, we'll all do this together. So, Hew, Hew, Hew. Clap your hands twice. Bring your hands to your body. Into your system. When you feel like it's balanced, you just take your hands down. That's it. Now hold your arm up again. Strong up. Now think about that issue, that issue problem for you. And now see that. Lean. So you can see, why should you carry around some of these things that upset you for a week, a month, a year, when you could get rid of it in a minute? Would that be valuable to you?
So do you have to think about, putting whatever stresses you into the hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
you do need to do that. All right, now, let's see if you can do this yourself, because it's all going to have to come to this. You're the pilot that's running your ship, but you need to be able to fly there. I want you to get up to the quantum field there. I want you to Mach 3, or like they talked about Mach 10. I don't think they're doing Mach 10, but at least they're going fast. And so what we can do now to see if something stresses you or not, if we take our fingers like this and hook them together, and you pull, they'll stay. But now, if you say yes, it'll stay strong. But if you say no, it'll go weak. So what I want you to do now is think about something that stresses you in your life, something that you would like to have gone and make your day smoother. Now, test that and see if it goes weak. Yeah. All right. So now, take out another one of those, Leslie. Those things that stresses you. You only have one? Okay, that's good. That's really exceptional. to think about something that stresses you. And then try this and see what it does. Makes you. Now, what we're going to do, since this is a group, the group has a consciousness, just like a person. And there are different fields that things work in. You know, the quantum field is one thing, and then the etheric field is another that comes down, and that's where things manifest. In the quantum field, there's no polarity. It's state of being. But in the etheric field, there is polarity because it has a polarity. So therefore, things can go strong or weak or be built. Just like this whole building here, it wouldn't be here if it didn't have polarity, plus and a minus. You have to have those things for something to manifest. So, put your arm out again. Let's see. So something that one other thing that you might have that causes upset. All right, so now go ahead, black, and put your other arm up. That's it. And now all of us are going to do hue. Make sure you do hue. And you're going to take your arms through the same motion up here. And so here we go. Hue. Last twice. Bring the hands to your chest or wherever you want. Feel that. Just notice it. And when you feel like you're balanced, you can put your hands down and open your eyes. That's it. So now you put the arm up again, test the same thing, and she's strong. Now I want you to test yourself. And notice the same, notice if you're strong or not, with the same thing that stressed you before you started this. So go ahead and put the hands up. And now do they stay strong? They stay strong, don't they? So you have tools to use to reduce your stress levels, and you don't need anybody else. You don't need to go to the doctor and get this checked and that checked. A lot of this stuff you can do yourself. There's always, of course, times for coaches, but you have the power. You have the power. You, this person, hold up this. Right? This person, right here, touch yourself, has the power. So when you start to realize that in your daily life, I think you'll find things start to work better. You start to work, you start to be aligned. Your posture will change, actually. I can remember when I first started doing this, when I was first taught it. And once I did that, of course, all my patients got stuck with it too. But I noticed after I'd done this for a month or two, I'm walking, I remember this. I was walking down the hall to the bathroom, and I noticed I was standing more up. Wow, I really like this. So that's when I started teaching it to everybody. So all my patients learn that. Alignment for us in my office is a big deal. Because this person is up aligned. I mean, if you're a business person and you go somewhere to purchase something, are you more likely to purchase from this person or this person? Which one of those is more likely to be speaking truth in the place of power? Simple, isn't it? Anybody can do this. I want to do another piece. Can I do another thing for you? Please. For you, Lee? For you. Well, one of the things I like to do is, of course, being using applied kinesiology and chiropractic, and having that forever to do. I like to share with people. So one of the things we have an autonomic nervous system. You have sympathetic and parasympathetic. It's just So what happens is we get going in our business. We're like, I'm really intense. I did all this stuff and I went to BHS and I did all these things. I'm just flying now. Here's how you're flying like this. Because now you've got your sympathetic way up over here. Parasympathetic over here isn't working hardly at all. So that does not keep the body in balance. So what happens when you do this? If you're flying. Where's that plane first? Go around circles, don't you? What about if we could level this flight up? It'd be a lot better, wouldn't it? Yeah. So what we're going to do with Leslie now is we're going to do some testing. Okay? Put your arm up now. We'll just see where she is. So this is the parasympathetic side. So we're going to ask some questions. We're going to go, what percent of your parasympathetic are you working with? So 5, 10, 15, 20%. So she's got 20% over here. Let's see what this is. And the sympathetic over here, strong arm. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 4, 5, 6. So she's flying like this. Now, in order to level that flight up, it causes stress, doesn't it? How many of you think you're flying like that? Yeah. So what about if we balance that? So we'll have everybody stand again because it's interactive class. Yeah. Okay. So Leslie, put your parasympathetic in your left hand, your sympathetic in your right hand. Now, before we start this again, let's test this and see if you stay strong before we start. And it probably is going to go weak because I suspect that many of you are out of balance a little bit. All right, so here we go. Parasympathetic, sympathetic. You. Okay, now test that now. Go ahead. Here. And when you're done, test now. See where it went. Is it strong? Are you strong now? Where you weren't before? Okay. Let's see where you went. Now, let's see. Just this. So her parasympathetic now is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80. This one over here is now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So you've got the two parts of your autonomic nervous system in balance. How many of you can feel a difference with before now than before you did this balance? Yeah. The whole energy of the place is calmer. Can you feel that? I feel it. See it. And yet, how difficult is that to do? Anybody can do that. You got, as long as you got arms. Maybe if you don't have arms, you do it. So you've got some techniques now that you can do that'll keep things in balance for you. I found that this sympathetic parasympathetic balance will stay once you do it, unless you get traumatized or something, run over by. It causes stress. But if you have a very stressful job, thing that you do, it takes you out in the public. And there's always this daily stress that's going on. You might want to do both of these. Do this one, check that, and then keep your sympathetic parasympathetic in alignment, in balance. If you'll do those things, I think you'll find that your business success is going to go up. you're gonna go from here someplace up to here. And where I'd like to see you get is over here in the quantum field with this fancy airplane over here, that beautiful airplane. Movie, that thing, incredible. You know, they made another newer one of those. It's even more incredible. I guess it's probably faster. But it's really beautiful. The lines on it are just clean. So it's just a matter of, we have, as individuals, we have one thing, there's one thing left in our life that isn't regulated by everything. Guess what that is? Free will. So you can think where you want to think. You can think over here in conventional thinking or over there in quantum thinking. And what I'm seeing now is what we need to do is get so we can flow from one to the other and back. But start to notice when you're over here, because there's not as much power there as there is. And so you start to have a life that's more peaceful, more powerful, more joyful. That's why you came to this meeting, I believe. So the more you can take simple things like that. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about, I need more education. Really? Maybe you just need to be quieter so you can hear source speak through you. So what if you did Dr. Joe's meditation? Powerful stuff. I remember when I was going here, they talk about Dr. Spencer coming to speak, and I thought, and so I never went to one of his presentations now, after I've read his books and done the meditation. It's really powerful. It's helped me tremendously. So anyway, that's my presentation. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. And then, since this is a business